Alek Manoah is a dog. What an incredible outing from him yet again for the Toronto Blue Jays in easily the biggest game of the year for the Jays on so many levels. One, you lose this game, you're a game behind the Rays, and you're sitting in the number 2 spot in the wild card. You win that ball game, you go back ahead of the Rays by a game, and you just feel the win again after a few miserable losses for the Jays. We talked about it yesterday. They lost 4 of their last 5. But you know what happens when you fire your ace to the hill? You expect to be in a ball game. And the offense was nowhere to be found early. But in the 7th inning, Whitt Merrifield, people have bashed him, people have hated Mark and Ross because of the deals that they've made. Yeah, Mitch White, he's not the most ideal pitcher to get. We all know that. Anthony Bass and Zach Pop have been fine as Blue Jays. And Whitt Merrifield, I love Whitt Merrifield because I've seen him against the Jays so many times destroy us. And yes, he's had a slow start to his Jays tenure. But you also got to remember, this guy's an everyday player. So to go from that to going in and out of the lineup every day, it throws him for a loop, and he's not used to that. But with Gurriel hurt, right, and getting some more playing time, he's starting to do some damage. And he's done a lot of damage at the Trop. He had 2 home runs in game 1 of the series, and I think he had at least 1 hit yesterday, I believe. Could be wrong with that. And he has 2 hits today, including in the 7th inning off of Brooks Raley. Well, you know, he didn't come to Toronto because the dude ain't vaxxed. And from what we saw in that inning, I wish he came to Toronto more. Because in that top of the 7th inning with Bradley Zimmer, who obviously came into pinch run, and Teoscar Hernandez on base, he gets a slider or a curveball or some sort of off-speed on the inner half from Brooks Raley, and he turns on it, drills it to left field. The question is, does it have the wings? And it does! A 3-run shot for Whitt Merrifield. 3 home runs in as many days for Whitt. And the Jays have a 3-0 lead. You see, he's pumped rounding the bases because he's making a huge impact on this team recently. And the fellas go up 3-0. Massive, massive job from Whitt Merrifield. Then the bottom of the 8th inning, Harold Ramirez hits an RBI single. Jose Siri scores because Bo Bichette overthrows Vladdy. And we talked about that yesterday, the ball going right underneath his glove, and that was kind of ugly for Bo. That's got to be cleaned up and quick. Because coming down the stretch and in the playoffs, those errors cannot happen. And that made it 3-1. But Jordan Romano, who gave up that hit, comes out and fires 99, and I'm like, thank you. Use your damn best pitch. Thank you. Use your fastball. And he was dominant. Struck out 3 guys in the inning in the 3rd that he came out there, picks up the save, and the Jays win it 3-1. A massive, massive win for this team. Because the Orioles are beating the snot out of the Astros. I don't know how this is happening, but they are. And with the Mariners kind of flubbing the way they are, it was tied 5-5 when I started the video. Who knows how it's going to finish? The Jays got to do their job, and especially when you're battling with the Rays the way you are. And plus, the Rays play the Astros very shortly, right? So, and they play the Yankees at Yankee Stadium. Like, there are lots of times the Jays can really bury these guys. And tomorrow's a perfect example of that, albeit it's not going to be easy, but we'll talk about that in a second. When your back was against the wall, and you needed to get a great start from your starting pitcher, Alek Manoah shows up on the scene and lights him up like a Christmas tree. Beautiful. I believe they showed that his last 3 times Alek Manoah started after a Jays loss or something like that, and he's like 3-0 with an ERA of like 160 something, or opponent's batting average of like $1.60 something, an ERA of under 1.3. Like, it's just nasty stuff. And that, by the way, those numbers are gonna plummet after tonight's showing from Alek Manoah. Briefly, offensive stats. Whitt Merrifield, obviously the only key name in today's game. 2 for 3 in the game for him with a run scored, 3 RBIs on his home run. 5 hits total for the Blue Jays. Not much offense. But again, pitching and defense wins you games. 5 hits total, 6 strikeouts, and they walked 3 times. And pitching-wise, Alek Manoah. Can you say anything more about the guy? 7 innings, 4 hits, not a single earned run. Walked a couple, but struck out 8. That slider was on point today. It's so much bite to it. And his dominance of the Rays over his career continues. His high strikeout games seem to be against the Rays. He had a couple double-digit strikeout games, I believe, last year in his rookie year. And for this season, I mean, there's 8 Ks through 7. You know, anything over a strikeout an inning for Alek, it's against the Rays. Phenomenal stuff from him. Tim Mesa, he goes 2/3 an inning, allows a couple hits, allows a run to cross, obviously on the air as well. It doesn't really help you too much. He allowed the run and got a strikeout. However, we can yap Bo Bichette, and I did. But that play he made in that 7th inning to keep it a 0-0 ball game, to keep it a, no, was it 3? Yeah, it was to keep it a 3-0 ball game. It was a tough play, beautiful scoop and stretch from Vladdy. It's a really nice play to finish off that 7th inning. It's not going to be talked about because he committed an error. And Alek Manoah loved that. You see the emotion on him on the mound. He was jacked up after that play, and rightfully so. You just go 7 shutout innings now after that. Right? And Jordan Romano, the talk lately has been the bullpen really giving up leads and really struggling, right? Jordan Romano blowing 2 saves in a row. Jimmy Garcia been really rough over his last 4 outings. Tim Mesa hasn't been the best recently. Adam Simber had that bases loaded nonsense against the Phillies. And it's just been a really tough season. And Anthony Baskin with the 3-run shot yesterday to Randy Arozarena. There's been lots of things that have been pretty ugly with that bullpen. But to watch Jordan Romano go out there and go an inning and a third, allowed 1 hit and striking out 3 and getting the save, it gives me a little bit of a sigh, a little breath of fresh air. There's still lots of work to be done. They're still not pitching great. But to see your closer that you've trusted all year long, who had faltered the last couple of games, go out there in a big moment and secure a game for you, it's massive. So a really nice job from Jordan Romano tonight, getting the job done and finishing this game off for the Jays. The finale. Thank God, the last time we would be at the Trop, at least in the regular season. At least in the regular season. Thank God. Ross Stripling gets the ball for the Jays, and I am baffled that Shane McClanahan is pitching. And I really hope, for his sake, the Rays are not beating this guy to the ground. Because every time this guy is sore and hurting, they push him. Right? He had that injury earlier in the season where he was out for a while, hit the IL. Then he comes back, faces the Jays, right? And then in his next start, they say it's a neck injury now, and then he should be good to go. It's like, if this guy's playing through something, he's a 25-year-old, one of the best lefties in baseball. You do not want to play this guy hurt all year long, albeit it's a very big moment in their season, so they understand what it takes. They understand what this moment is for Shane McClanahan. And for the Jays, you really don't want to see him tomorrow, but you probably are. Damn it. Ross Stripling gets the ball for the Jays. Shane McClanahan, 110 first pitch at the Trop. The finale of the 4-game set. And it's very important. Let's be honest here, guys. You win that ball game, you split the 4-game set, and you're still 2 games up on the Rays. And as I mentioned, they got to go to Yankee Stadium. They got to face the Astros, I believe, in Houston. So those are some tough games they got to go through. And if you have a 2-game lead, leaving the Trop, it's massive. But if you lose tomorrow, you're even. Your record would be identical as the Rays. And obviously they have the season series. Even if you win tomorrow, they have a season series, right? You needed to win 3 or 4, and you didn't. But to be 2 games up would be so big. And obviously the magic number right now for the Jays clinching a playoff spot is 7 because the Orioles seem to not be able to lose right now. So if you win tomorrow, it'll drop that number to 6 at the very least. Right? So there's so many things that ride on tomorrow's ball game, but it's not going to be easy with Shane McClanahan on the other side. But we'll have to wait and see how it all plays out, all right? So you know what, guys? That is going to do it for this one. If you enjoyed the video and enjoyed Whitt Merrifield, Alek Manoah, and Jordan Romano today, smack the like button. I do appreciate it. Hit the subscribe button. You guys not already. Comment down below. Thoughts on the video, thoughts on the game. Would you like, would you not like from today's game for the Toronto Blue Jays? The Twitter link is down below, so follow up, send me a DM, all that great stuff. The Instagram link is also down below, so follow up there if you guys have not done so already, of course. And I will talk to you very shortly. Leafs edition. We'll talk about Game 1 and Game 2. The positives, the negatives, all that stuff from the first 2 preseason games for the Toronto Maple Leafs and the split squad games that happened at 1 o'clock and 7 o'clock this evening. And as for the Toronto Blue Jays, the finale tomorrow Jays, Rays. God, I'm tired of playing these guys. Ross Stripling, Shane McClanahan. At least he's the expected starter. 1:10 first pitch at the Trop. Thank you guys so much for listening and watching. I hope you enjoyed the video and the win tonight. We'll talk to you guys then.